Atlantic Television Network. One person has been confirmed dead in another boat mishap in Bayelsa State, while concerned citizens rescued the other passengers from the distress during the incident. Chairman, Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria Bayelsa State Chapter Ikbin Gasi Obom Iwa said the speedboat carrying 15 passengers capsized at the Okigwe community in the southern Ijaw local government area of the state. This is coming after the Bayelsa State government has announced some safety measures following the tragic fire that engulfed the wooden boat which sank, killing 20 persons. And the measures which include a ban on cooking in wooden boats, the prohibition of carrying more than the petrol needed for the joining, and the wearing of life jackets. Police Public Relations Officer in Bayelsa State, Musa Mohammed, said he had no information about the incidents. Doctors in Anambra State have called off the indefinite strike action they embark upon to protest the mishap of their kidnap of their colleague. The protest kidnap of their colleague, a private practitioner, Dr. Stephen Exebes in Hiela, a statement signed by Dr. Princeton Okam and Dr. Ifeanyi Obiali, the chairman and the secretary of the NMA Anambra branch, respectively. On Sunday, the association declared that the decision followed the release of the victim who was kidnapped in Hiela on August 15, which compelled the NMA to direct its members to down tools on August 22 after issuing a 48-hour ultimatum. The NAA urged Governor Chukwuma Soludo to declare a state of emergency on security in the state, highlighting that the growing insecurity and kidnappings are crippling the state economy and healthcare delivery. The doctor called on general public security agencies, professional bodies, and corporate entities to join hands with the governor in achieving a peaceful, secure, and healthy Anambra State. Anambra State government, through the State Ministry of Information, has warned residents in riverine communities to be watchful and remain vigilant of the imminent floodings that may occur anytime soon. A statement by the State Commissioner for Information, Paul Nwosuk, attributed the floodings to the rising water levels of the river Niger as a result of the upspring activities in Niger Republic and Mali, and also listed some of the communities including Anambra East, Anambra West, Onitsha North, Onitsha South, Akwa North, Ihela, and Ogbaru local government areas. Just as he advised the residents to be on the alert. The alert was in response to the report from the Niger Basin Authority in Niamey, Niger Republic, indicating that upstream activities in Niger and Mali have contributed to the situation, which the National Emergency Management Agencies have advised communities at risk of flooding, especially those residing along waterways, to relocate to safer, higher ground in anticipation of the peak of the rainy season. All Progressives Congress in Enugu State has suspended 20 members of the party. This is coming after days after another faction of the party announced the suspension of Igbahala alongside other party officials. The meeting was attended by the Deputy National Chairman of the party, South Chief Emma Eneluku, the Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Chief Uche Naji, former lawmaker, Senator Chukwu Oka Otaizi Igbala, among others. Enelko, who represented the national chairman of the party, Abdullahi Granduje, said Abago remained the chairman of the party in Enugu State, while the nation that the actors were only 14 in numbers, but that they went ahead to forge peoples. Signatures and append their names as if they were a part of the illegality. without their consent, while the party said it has set up an 8-man committee to review the case of those who were earlier suspended by the party, but have now indicated interest to return to the party. And the Enugu State APC stakeholders has thanked Ndibo for not participating in the recent protest against the government of President Ahmed Bola Tinubu. Chief Judge of Ondo State Justice Olusola Odusola has set up an investigative panels to look into the circumstances surrounding the judgment delivered by Chief Magistrate Tope Aladejana of the State High Magistrate Court sitting in Ile Oluiji, Okigbo local government area, as the court sentenced a man to 3 years imprisonment for stealing. A statement signed by the Chief Registrar of the State Judiciary, Yetunde Ajanako, said the judiciary was disturbed about the judgment and the uproar it has generated in social media within and outside the state. The statement said the Ondo State Judiciary has taken note of the recent judicial pronouncements delivered by an Ondo State Chief Magistrate Court sitting in Ile Oluji on the 12th day of August 2024 in a matter with the case of the Commissioner of Police versus Benjamin Andrew, in which the purported certified truth copies of the judgment has become the subject of extensive online discussions and public scrutiny. In a judgment delivered on August 12, which has gone viral, the convict Benjamin Andrew, who had no legal representation in the court farm. And although the defendants pleaded not guilty, evidence against him shows that it is not the first time complaints would see him in his farm, while the IPO of the case, when he was first arrested for similar offenses in the court, and they corroborated the evidence of the complaint. Faulting the judgment, some of the legal practitioners described the judgment as an abuse of judicial office and process, while a lawyer and lead volunteer and the coordinator of Human Rights Foundation, Aliyu Yosa, said the judgment was condemnable and unreasonable. Youth leaders of People's Democratic Party across the 18 local government areas of Ondo State have vowed to work and ensure the party wins the forthcoming governorship election in the state. This is coming after the ruling All Progressives Congress government has failed the people of the state, and the people were ready to vote the PDP back to power. A PDP youth leader, Wale Ajayi, who disclosed this at the inauguration of youth leaders for the upcoming governorship poll campaign in Akure, the state capital, said the programs Tunji Ojo has advised Nigerian youth to acquire vocational skills as a means to equip themselves against the unemployment challenges. The minister gave the charge at the colloquium organized by the BTO Youth Development Convention in Akure, Ondo State capital, on Sunday. Represented by its special advisor on strategy and innovation, Professor Nkota Abdulladek, the minister said any education technology would give them an edge in the job market. Tunji Ojo said unleashing the potentials of youth was a crucial factor in driving national prosperity and global development, innovation, economic growth, and social transformation, stressing that a collective approach is essential because it is a means of encouraging youth to do great things for themselves and also to make great impact in their society. Comprehensive support systems. Speaking on this 1 year in office, the minister said the ministry under his watch was demonstrated an unwavering commitment to excellence and innovation, marked by significant reforms and unprecedented accomplishments, while the launch of a safe school initiative enhanced emergency and fire response capabilities and establishment of enhanced e-passport facilities, key biases. Analysts has emphasized the need for constant innovation and adequate support for indigenous creativities as a key to economic sustainability across board. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program ATN Sunday, a socio-political analyst Emmanuel George lauded diversity's in inventions, adding that the innovation is the drive to both social economy and national development.
coming up with a tricycle that will use renewable energy, solar, with solar panels. Why are we not celebrating it? Should be front page of all the newspapers. The state government, the federal government, we should be celebrating this innovation. We tend to celebrate things coming from outside.
Meanwhile, George tasked both the federal, state government and related agencies on the need to celebrate and prioritize indigenous inventions.
You know, if I like to refer to the scriptures, when they said, can anything good come out of Nazareth? Can anything good come out of Nigeria? Yes. We have a university in Nigeria that have just produced a tricycle. And we are still not getting the attention. Nigerians are very active. Even on social media, you see Nigerians everywhere. They are loud people. We speak out. Why are we not getting this attention?
This is coming after Rector of the Federal Polytechnic Hilaro, Ogun State, Dr. Mokai Akinde said the institution is planning to have a mini assembly plant for the production of its newly invented electric automatic tricycle. Kwara State Ministry of Environment and Forestry has arrested a police inspector and a waste collector over the alleged operation of illegal pumping sites discovered in Ilori, the state capital. A statement signed by the press secretary Yakub Aligan said it discovered an illegal dump site along General Tunde Idiagbon International Airport Road, Ilori, in Ilori West local government, where some commercial waste collectors and other residents have been dumping their refuse in violations of the state environmental laws. The commissioner also said that the government is not relating on the effort to stop indiscriminate refuse dump, adding that not less than 124 offenders have so far been prosecuted to serve as a deterrent. She also said the development borders on a significant improvement in the way people now manage their waste since the ministry started the enforcement exercise. 2 persons have reportedly died following a clash between the Nigerian police force and the shouting protesters at Uwuse Market in the Uwuse Zone 6 axis of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Eyewitness said the clash got bloody when the police used tear gas on the protesters and the demonstrators attacked the Uwuse Market police station. The police have not reacted to the developments. Southern Kaduna People's Union has condemned the adoption of the district head of the Goro Karoma and 6 other members of the Gunza Karomas community in Karu local government area of Kaduna State. A statement issued by the Forum Public Relations Officer Joshua Yusuf Brak gave the name of those adopted as Yakubu Jadi, the district head Iyala Yakubu, Nehemiah Tanko, Thomas Tanko, Yakubu Yadi's daughter, and the Catholic catalyst of the community. The group described the incident as unfortunate, alarming, and worrisome and called on the security agencies and relevant authorities to put in their very best of endeavors to ensure the quick and safe release of the district head Yakubu Yadi and those 5 others. The forum also called on government at all levels to do more in protections of lives and properties and advised communities to be more vigilant and watch out for unusual faces and movement in their environs. The police is yet to speak on the matter. Another bridge has been rendered impossible in Taraba State due to erosion. The bridge, which is located in Mayokam village of Bali Local Government Council of the state, was reportedly cut off by erosion following a massive rainfall. The development cut of vital roads links several communities, including Gembu in Saduna Council, Baisa in Kuremi Council and Gashaka Local Government Council, and the disruption poses significant challenges for travelers and importers who rely solely on the route for access to various parts of the state. Residents are calling on the state government to urgently intervene and restore the bridge to ensure safe and efficient travel in the affected areas, while commuters have been urged to seek alternative routes while the situation is resolved. About 6 people were killed by gunmen suspected to be armed headers in the renewed attack on 2 communities in Agatu local government area of Borno State. Eyewitness said the 2 attacks occurred in the local government Iwari and Olegbagbane communities, while a resident who simply identified himself as Adayi said 1 person was killed in Iwari community and 5 others lost their lives in Olegbagbane community. When contacted, the chairman of the local government, Philip Egbenyeko, confirmed the incident and expressed concern over instant attack in the area, while the chairman, who decried the instant attacks and killing in their local government, said that it's becoming overwhelming and unbearable to manage the over 2,000 displaced people from various communities affected by armed headers invasion. He also said about 9 villages had been sacked by invaders, while the spokesperson for the state command, Catherine Anene, said in a text message that she was not aware of the incidents. Troops of Forward Operation Bases in Bosikom, Yobe State, has arrested a 40-year-old man for attempting to smuggle recent distributed farm machineries out of the state. Special Advisor to Yobe State Governor on Security Matters, Brigadier General Dahiru Abdusam, who disclosed this in a statement on Sunday, said the suspect, identified as Malam Awusule, was arrested in possession of 11 seed planters with the claim to have bought from some beneficiaries of the Yobe State Government Agric Empowerment Program. According to Brigadier General Dahiru Abdusalam, the suspect had further indicated that he was conveying the items to Kano State for sale. Operatives of the Jigawa State Police Command has arrested a 30-year-old man named Aminu Bala over the suspected case of defrauding the public with fake US dollars. The command spokesperson DSP Lawan Shishu Adam, who confirmed this in a statement, said the suspect was arrested after a complaint by Alaji Sani Mohammed from Kano State, who reported a case of fraud at Kiyawa Divisional Police Headquarters. Mohammed said an unknown individuals at Nafara Village, Birin Kudu LGA, deceived him and collected a sum of 2 million naira in cash under the false presence of exchanging it for dollars. DSP Adam also said the police, upon receiving the report, the rapid response team attached to the divisional promptly initiated an investigation, visited the scene and conducted a thorough inquiry, and the suspect Aminu Bala of Tambowal LG, Sokoto State, was arrested. It's found in a suspect possession, including a small box containing 321 pieces of counterfeit $100 US note, a red box motorcycle with registration number KSF 538QJ, and cash worth 59,820 naira. While during the investigation, the suspect disclosed that both the motorcycle and the money he was carrying were obtained from a victim, Abdurrao Solaman of Kwati local government area, Brajin Kuji LGA, who had also been trickled, while the police spokesperson said the suspect confessed to the commission of the offenses allegedly against him and will be charged in court for prosecution. Minister of Defense Mohammed Badaro has donated 20 million naira to the Jigawa government to support relief efforts of the states for residents affected by the recent flood disaster. Badaru made the donation when he visited the Jigawa governor to commiserate with him on the flood which revenged the state and resulted in the loss of lives and properties. A statement by the Director of Information and Public Relations Ministry of Defense, Mr. Hamshu Ogunbike, on Sunday in Abuja expressed in sympathy over a severe flooding incident which also led to the destruction of farmlands across the state. He reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to assisting the state in its challenging periods, while complaining that the donation was his personal gesture of solidarity and compassion to the state, and further appreciated the Jigawa State Governor Omar Ahmadi for providing swift response to the flood crisis. You are watching the transition on Atlantic Television Network. A return after this break. Welcome back. This is a transition on Atlantic Television Network, and now the rest of our news. Southeast Census of the National Assembly has expressed concern over the exclusion of tertiary institutions from the zone in the ongoing disbursement of students loaned by the Nigerian Education Loan Fund. The lawmaker said despite 2.95 billion naira being disbursed to 27,667 students across 19 institutions nationwide, none of the recipients hailed from Southeast universities or college, while Net Fund has attributed this development to the lack of response from Southeast institutions to its request to verify students' lists and necessary steps by disbursement can be made. The agency said while verification requests were sent to all schools, those in the Southeast have yet to comply, resulting in the absence of their students on the loan beneficiaries list. The Southeast Census in a statement on Sunday signed by Senator Enyinaya Araibe and Igwariwe Enowo urged the region tertiary institutions to promptly fulfill the verification requirements and stressed the importance of ensuring that students from the Southeast benefit from the federal initiatives, which is designed to ease financial burdens and improve access to higher education. The census also encouraged all eligible Southeast students to apply for the loan, stressing that participation in such national programs is crucial for self-development and growth, and further underscored the need for the Southeast to actively engage in benefit from federal programs to avoid inadvertent exclusion from opportunities that are available to other regions. The call from the Southeast lawmakers highlights the ongoing challenges facing the region in assessing the federal resources and underscores the importance of proactive engagement by institutions and individuals alike, while the National Assembly members reaffirmed their commitment to ensuring that the Southeast does not miss out on any opportunities for development and advancement. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has criticized President Bola Tinubu's administration for rise in human rights abuses in the country. Assigned by its special advisor assistance on public communication, Frank Shuaibu lamented that citizens were being arrested in the Gestapo manners without a knowledge of their relatives, and Tinubu has turned against the people by allowing the Department of State Service, the police, and even the military to abuse the rights of citizens without any consequences. The People's Democratic Party presidential candidate in the last general election said the most affected since Tinubu took office has been journalists whose only crime is reporting the news and exposing government indiscrimination, and argued that the Cyber Crime Prevention Act 2015 as a tool for adopting Nigerian citizens. Atiku urged Tinubu to take cases of human rights abuses seriously. All Nigerians will remain at the risk of being slammed with sanctions by foreign nations. Federation of Muslims Women Association in Nigeria has urged President Bola Tinubu to find lasting solutions to the soaring price of food price and insecurity across the country. The female lawyer stated this in a communique after its 39th annual national conference held in Akure, Ondo State. The communique by its national president and public relations officers Jaija Rafa Sani and Jaija Marina Omodu respectively said that the conference is worried about the high cost of food, goods and service in the country and is concerned that women carry the bulk of the problems. The communique added that the problematic situations could be prevented or remedied by adopting several measures, including the acquisition of optimity medication, both Islamic and Western, skill acquisition to increase women's chance of getting paid apartments, as well as self-sustaining activities that can facilitate their families' economic security. The communique also urged women to further collaborate closely with local, state and federal government institutions and other non-governmental organizations to facilitate active participation in agriculture and employment opportunities for women and girls. President of Catholic Bishops Conference of Nigeria, Most Reverend Lucio Iweru Ogorji, has called on President Bola Tinubu to revisit the economic policies, noting that Nigerians are no longer at ease with them. ATN reports that Ogoji, who is also the Archbishop of Owerri, stated that the economic policies put in place by President Tinubu has caused Nigerians more harm than good. He made the call on Sunday while delivering his welcome address at the opening session of the 2024 Second Plenary Assembly of the CBCN held in Auchi, Edo State. He also said the socio-economic problems of the nations were unmistakably beyond what economic reforms alone can effectively resolve, no matter how well thought out and how meticulously implemented. Most Reverend Ogoji, who opined that it seems that the policies were no longer working, however, advocated for the return to the regional system of government to checkmate corruption and put the nations at the right footing. He also said the calls to return to the regional system was because the problem in the country have gone beyond mere economic reforms. The Archbishop, who said the bishops acknowledge the feat unmerited by President Bola Tinubu on his 4th of August speech, noted that they cannot fail to admit that the present state of the nation was worrisome. He listed the numerous problems beveling the nations to include increasing debt burden of $2.25 billion loan facilities from the World Bank in June 2024, which with a repayment period of 40 years. He said the debt increased the nation's public debt profile by 2.46% to $93.77 billion. Analysts has decried the poor approach of the federal government in handling the issues of the recent nationwide and bad governance protests in the country. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Atlantic Open Air, the political analyst Ugo Chukwu Ifeanyi said the federal government of Nigeria have failed in meeting up with its citizens following demands which prompted the recent nationwide protest.
We didn't do anything as it concerns the handling of the End Bad Governance protests, because you could recall that the protests and its organizers had given the government a 3 weeks window, a 21-day, for which any government that is concerned about her citizenry, their welfare and security.
Ugochukwu also blamed the political issues in PDP on injustice among party members.
Before you come to River State, I want to ask the PDP governors a question before they begin to blame the federal government and the APC. They know the truth about what is fueling the crisis in the PDP. How has they made conscientious effort to resolve it? The fallout in PDP till tomorrow is that there was injustice. Injustice in the sense that the PDP have a zoning formula in-house. Gentleman agreement. Let us say it's a gentleman agreement, whether it's shrined in the constitution or not. But a political affiliation is about equity, justice, and fairness. And what is that?
This is coming after the Governors Forum of the main opposition People's Democratic Party condemned the federal government's handling of the last nationwide protest, tagged in bad governance in Nigeria, which led to the loss of lives and the destruction of valuables worth billions of naira, announced business reports. Nigeria's electricity distribution companies collectively generated about 3.95 trillion in revenue between 2019 and the first quarter of 2024. This was disclosed through NBS data accrual from the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commissions, and their analysis shows an upward trajectory in the revenue generation over the past 5 years. Analysis with the Nigerian Electricity Analysts with the Nigerian electricity supply this industry attributed this consistent growth in revenue to several factors, including ongoing tariff adjustments, moving forward cost-reflective pricing, which has allowed the DISCOs to align revenue with the cost of providing electricity, while the national mass metering programs has increased the number of metering customers, including reducing estimated bill and improving the accuracy of revenue collection. National mass metering program has also contributed to reducing aggregate technical, commercial and collection losses that have previously plagued the sector. And despite the revenue growth, the DISCOs face significant challenges, including high unpaid bills, electricity theft, infrastructure deficit and energy losses. Federation Account Allocation Committee revenue shared to federal, state and local government increased by over 344% to about 1.5 trillion naira in the last 7 months of 2024, compared to about 1,912 trillion naira shared in the corresponding period last year. This is according to FASC distributed revenue data from January 2024 to July, and the distributed revenue in a period under review was drawn from statutory revenue, valued added tax, electronic money transfer levy, and exchange differences. The revenue was distributed according to the 52.68% to the federal government, 26.72% to state, and 20.60% to local governments. Revenue sharing formula. Meanwhile, FAR shared 1.51 trillion naira from January to June 2023 and 966.110 billion naira in July. And the development comes upon fuel subsidy removal in May 2024, which saw petrol price rise from 238 per litre to over 600 naira per litre. This has also impacted the FAR's revenue, which saw an astronomical increase from June 2023 till date. And despite the siege in FAR's allocation and revenue are crucial to the three tiers, Nigerians have continued to lament untold economic hardship. Crude Oil Refineries Association of Nigeria has appealed to the Nigerian National Petroleum Company and the federal government to sell the Port Harcourt, Warri and Kaduna refineries. Publicity Secretary Eko Doko, who disclosed this in a recent statement, said the $1.5 billion spent on the rehabilitation of Port Harcourt refinery would have been used to build and support modular refineries that can help the country address its energy crisis. He said 10 additional modular refineries together with Dangote refinery would end the importation of fuel in Nigeria, adding that Nigeria has 15 modular refineries, of which 5 are operational without producing petrol, and others are in various completion stage, and appeal to the government to fund modular refineries as a solution to Nigeria's energy crisis. While NNPCL said the Port Harcourt refineries, which commenced commercial operation in September 2024 after several missed deadline, and the 650,000 barrels per day Dangote refinery is expected to start production of petrol in September this year. Still ahead, international tidbit. Hezbollah said first phase of its attacking over after exchange of strike with Israel. Israel's military said it has conducted preemptive air strike against Hezbollah targeted in Lebanon after detecting plans for the sufficient attack against its territory, while Hezbollah has confirmed it has stated the first one of an attack on Israel, beginning by firing a wave of hundreds of Katyusha rockets and drone towards Israel. Hezbollah's leader Hassan Nasrallah is due to give a speech, while in a major escalation in tension followed the killings of the Hezbollah's commander in Beirut almost a month ago, and British Airways has suspended its flights to and fro Taif and the escalation between Israel and Hezbollah. In a statement, a spokesperson said the airline had been continually monitoring the situation in the Mid East, and he has taken the decision to suspend flights. Air France also said it was suspending flights to Taif and Beirut until at least Monday. Defense Minister Yoav Gallant declared a 48-hour nationwide state of emergency from Sunday after the Israeli military launched what it called preemptive strike in Lebanon. In a separate statement, in the Defense Ministry said Gallant briefed U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin is on the overall situation. The statement also said that the two leaders discussed the importance of avoiding regional escalation. Crisis cabinet has been set up by the Sao Paulo state government to deal with wildfire, which has put 30 Brazilian cities on alert, while the flame has killed 2 people and smoke has disrupted traffic on a dozen highways, while the capital, Sao Paulo, is shrouded in a gray hazard. Storing temperatures and low humidity are stoking dangerous fire condition in the state, which has endured a prolonged drought. Local government said 2 employees at an industrial plant in the city of Urupis had died on Friday while fighting a fire without providing more details, Reuters reported. Brazil has recently experienced a huge wildfire in the Pantanal wetland and vast flooding in the state of the Rio Grande do Sul. The state government has also warned forest fire could spread rapidly from gusts of wind, potentially ravaging large areas of natural vegetation, while Sao Paulo is facing a difficult time to control the fire and keep people safe. Meanwhile, the state capital, Sao Paulo, has been covered by the dense gray fog. Police says a 26-year-old man has given himself up and confessed to a mass knife attack at the street festival in Germany, and the suspect is currently under intensive investigation. Prosecutors and the Dulafos police said the suspect is under investigation for murder, attempted murder, and membership of the foreign terrorist organization, adding that 3 people were killed and another 8 injured in the city of Solingen during a festival to celebrate its 650 years history in what Chancellor Olouf's schools described as a horrific attack. The Islamic State group has claimed responsibilities for the bloodshed, but did not immediately provide any evidence of the relationship with the attackers, and 4 of the injured are still in a serious condition. Germany's Band and Spiegel said the suspect surrounded himself in dirty blood-stained clothes, while police describe him as Syrian after leaving the war-torn country. Pavel Durov, the billionaire founder and CEO of Telegram, has been detained at the Bourget airport near Paris. Durov, who was traveling on his private jet from Azerbaijan, was arrested under a French warrant related to the preliminary police investigation into Telegram's alleged role in facilitating criminals' activities. Durov's arrest follows his arrival from Azerbaijan and was executed under a French search warrant issued by the French Judicial Police due to its inclusion in the wanted person file, while the warrant was activated solely upon his presence on French soil. In a related development, American consecutive commentator Tucker Carlson expressed his view on X, noting at the iron that Davos, who once fight the Russian government attempt to control its platforms, has now been detained by a Western country. Durov, who Forbes estimates to have a fortune of $15.5 billion, said some governments have sought to pressure him, which now has 900 million active users. And now to sports. Arsenal have received a major boost in their pursuit of Ademola Lookman, with PSG unwilling to pay the transfer fee demanded by Atalanta. According to the Sky transfer experts Florian Bettenberg, the Nigerian forward is still very keen to join the French giants, but he has to play the waiting games as a possible deal in currently selling because both clubs has yet to reach an agreement. Lookman was left out of Atalanta's squad to face Toronto in a Serie A fixture on Sunday, being the second consecutive games Lookman is being dropped for, further increasing the speculation about his future. PGAs are the 26-year-old face choice, but the move to Paris now look unlikely despite both parties reaching total verbal agreement. This provides his other suitors an opportunities to make a move. According to Express Sports, Arsenal, who have been monitoring the situation, will be hoping to secure a late move for the player, who is said to be valued at around €51 million. Lookman is represented by the same agency as Kane Havertz, which could swing proceedings in the Arsenal's favor when it comes to snapping with a rota of suitors. The players joined Atalanta from RB Leipzig in 2022 after excelling on the loan term at the Fulham and the Luxembourg Star City. He took the Italian scene by storm, scoring 24 goals in 62 matches since the time. Lookman became a cult hero in Bergamo after his hit track secured the club victory against Bayer Leverkusen in the Europa League's finally at the Link's final at the Dublin Arena on May 22 as Atalanta left the trophy for the first time in the club's victory. It was the first career hit track by the Lookman, who also became the first player to score the hit track in the one-leg European final since Pireno Party in 1969. Eyimba will face Burkina Faso's Etolia Flante in the second preliminary round of the CAF Confederation Cup. The second-time African champion are among the 12 teams drawn by in the first preliminary round, while Etolia Frante defeated Guinea's Hafar FC on a away goal road to progress into the next round. Flante held their opponents to a 1-1 draw away in the first leg and draw 0-0 in the reverse fixture. The People's Elephants will face Etolia Flanta away from the home on September 13, while the reverse fixture will be played on September 20. Victor Osimhen moved from the Napoli to Chelsea could be off due to his huge wage demand, and he is asking the Blues for €500,000 a week to sign for them this week. The Nigerian striker is also not keen to move on. Development has led to Chelsea exploring other strikers' opinion with less than 1 week left in the summer market. They are looking at Federico Chelsea, who has been exiled at the Juventus, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who has 1 year left on his current deal at Everton. Osimhen is also attracting interest from Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain. Super Eagles of Nigeria receive a major facelift ahead of the 2024 African Cup of Nations qualifiers against Benin Republic and Rwanda following the return to action of Ola Aina. Aina was said to have suffered an ankle injury at Nottingham Forest A1 draw with the Bournemouth last weekend. Defender limped off the pitch in the 54th minute, while the 26-year-old was replaced by Harry Tafolo. Arsenal, however, featured for 90 minutes in the Nottingham Forest 1-0 victory over the